All right. Guys, welcome. Today is, what is today? May 12th, 2016, and this is Mastermind call number 74. I'm at NAR Midyear looking for a quiet place, so please excuse the noise. Tom, I'm not sure if you reminded everybody in the beginning, so I'll do it again. If you would like to ask a question, please press star 6. Wait a second, and then press 1. So star 6 and 1 to ask a question, comments, success stories, anything. So, Tom, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, guys, I don't have a whole lot to report. We're at the NAR legislative meetings this week, and we've been out of the office. Encouraging. It's nice to see the light in people's eyes when they realize the opportunity in probate, and so many people have not heard of it. It's so new. But anyways, if anybody has any questions, I don't have a whole lot to cover today. Please jump in.
Hi, it's Nick. Hello.
There's apparently no quiet place in the NAR conference. Realtors talk too much.
Chad, I think someone may have had a question. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, Jim was.
Yeah, I don't have time right now. Thank you.
Sorry, we're trying to manage bad internet and people visiting our table. No questions in the queue that I can see, guys. Remember, press star 6 and then 1. All right. Well, nobody has any questions this week. That's crazy. Tom, I'm going to put you on the spot. I would like to, guys, we always say that if you ever have any problems, if you have any questions, please raise your hand and send an email to support@alltheleads.com. Tom, what do you feel like is the thing that most people need, especially when they're getting started? Like, what do you spend most of the time working with folks on, helping them understand that anyone on the call might get some value from?
Well, I think the beginning is, which we try to tell everyone up front, is they should log into their account, make sure that they can get in okay. If they can't, they need to contact support, and we'll make sure that we understand why not. And once you're in there, you need to look around, especially in the resource area, and that's where your fast-track tapes are and other tools that you can use as putting your marketing plan together. It's very good to go through all that and get a good solid foundation. And your leads will probably arrive within 2 to 3 weeks typically. Sometimes they may take a little longer, but you will be notified once they arrive by an email saying that you can access your account and then go to the file download area and get those. But a lot of times people want to prepare prior to the leads coming in, making sure they have their letters ready, and sometimes they want to send the letters out themselves or use the services that we have in Mailbox Motivator. And there's an area in there that you can read about that and also place an order if you want us to do the mailings for you. But the sample letters are in there. You should definitely download them, take a look, and customize them the way that you want them. And then we would coordinate with you through the Mailbox Motivator area before letters go out to proof and make sure everything's ready before your leads come in. And you can also take a look if you feel you would like to have a website. We can facilitate that for you. So, again, coordinate it when your leads come in so you can have a lot of good reference points. But those are the main things that I see, is that there is a lot of work and a lot of information that's thrown at everyone at the beginning, and it takes a little while to digest it. But if you have questions, please don't hesitate to send an email to support@alltheleads.com. We get those directly, and we track them and get them to the right people that can respond best to you. So please don't ever hesitate to do that. And we can walk you through the process if that's something you'd like to do. But those are the main things, Ed, that I see.
Thanks for that. And something, guys, we're eagerly awaiting when we can actually go live with the new site. There's some really big improvements that you probably haven't heard of that are coming. Because Jim and I have been traveling so much, especially I haven't within the coming weeks we are going to completely revamp the entire user experience. So we've heard you guys over the last year and a half of, and we've learned what's working and what's not. So the new system will allow you to do all your prospecting. We'll push your lead directly into your portal. You can do your prospecting, put them on opt-out lists for mail or phone. You can track the last time you called them, the last time you mailed them, put notes in. Anything that you would do in a CRM, we'll provide for you at no extra cost. The training is going to be, I will do a better job. I've learned a lot working with hundreds and hundreds of agents now. I've learned where those choke points are. So we will have a new and improved version of our fast-track training as well as some additional training resources for you guys going forward. And that's something we're diligently working on in the next couple of weeks to get out. It's just going to make life a lot easier for you guys. You can be a lot more efficient and spend even less time on this campaign. So we're excited to get that out, so stay tuned to see that. And something that I have been having a lot of conversations with agents this week, and something that I think I will take accountability. I don't do a good enough job at really covering all the opportunities available in probate. So we always talk about probate listings and how you can list the house and yada, yada, yada. But, not every probate includes real estate, and not every probate is going to sell. But there's a lot of different ways you can help these folks. And the same way that what we teach is, surround yourself with competent professionals so you can layer in value in a lot of different ways and provide options. And we oftentimes focus just on selling homes when we talk about that. But think about other ways. I encourage you to look around your sphere of influence and your professional network. What other ways can you bring value to an executor who did not inherit a house or who inherited a house and does not plan to sell it? Then you introduce them to a property manager who will help them get it converted to rental property. Can you introduce them to a financial advisor who will help them not go through probate for the next generation? Can you list their house, take the money they inherit, put it as a down payment on their dream house? They could be a buyer lead. Can you show them how to create leverage by putting together a finance package with one of your community banks and buying 5 rental properties with with the money that they inherited? So I think that we can all do a better job at looking at, okay, who are the people? What are their goals? What are the facts about the situation? And how can I, as a real estate professional, bring in multiple solutions to really give the most value? Whether that's as a buyer's agent, a listing agent, just a professional referral to the financial advisor. You're probably not going to get paid on that, and that's okay. It comes back to you. But think of ways to, how can you offer even more services to the people who you currently, maybe before today, you thought, well, I can't help them if they don't have a house to sell. And that's a conversation I've been having a lot, and I've done it personally in my own business, but I haven't done a real good job of bringing that into the forefront here. So I just want everybody to think about that as you're making your next round of phone calls. When somebody says, oh, we don't have a house to sell, or we already sold the house, great. We do a lot of things. That's awesome. You sold the house. So if you don't mind me asking, what do you guys plan to do with inheritance money? Have you thought about, saving for college? Have you thought about investing in real estate? Have you thought about loaning money on mortgages? Because I flip houses and private money. So ask good questions and find out how you can help them, even if they did sell the house. So anyways, that's something I've been talking a lot about lately. And with senior agents, you see the light go off and they're like, oh my gosh, I could do so much more. So I wanted to share that. I'm going to go back and make sure we don't have any questions right now, Tom. So I'm going to mute out for just a second. All right, I was checking my laptop. I don't see any questions in the queue. If you guys have any questions, comments, remember press *6 and then 1. Nobody. We have a quiet crowd today, Tom.
It sounds like it.
Not quiet on my end, but on the phone for sure.
Well, we'll have 11 people hopefully next week, and we can have a full session.
Well, excuse me. This is Jim Freeman calling. Can you hear me?
Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim.
Hi. I've been receiving leads from you guys for about 3 months now, and I have a total of about just under 100. And I have mailed out the initial letter to all of them, and followed up with calls to the voicemail on all of them, for which I had phone numbers. And I did get 2 responses out of that roughly 100, and was able to meet with one of them.
Okay.
So can you give me some advice about what to do next with that old list and how to improve my response rate in the future?
Do you plan on sending more direct mail pieces, or you just have one in the budget?
I could do more, but these things get a little old, I suppose.
Well, actually, it's contrary to that. So it's about being at the right place when they're ready. And we know the studies show that 83% of sales happen between marketing touch 5 and 12. So the more touches you can have, the better, and the more variety, meaning direct mail and phone calls, the better chance you have. What's interesting in a couple of years of doing this, what I find, like I listed one a couple of weeks ago that was from November of 2014. So different folks will move through this process mentally at a different pace. So sometimes they're stuck in what I call probate quicksand. The uncomfort of actually selling the personal property or even moving the personal property sometimes just stops people in their tracks. So they don't do anything. They're just emotionally frozen until one day they get the letter and they're like, oh, I've got to do something about this. Spring's rolling around, the yard needs mowed, I don't have time to do it. Like when that pain finally gets great enough that it overrides, the emotional comfort of leaving everything be, then they will move. And sometimes for some families that's the first week, and for some families it takes a year. So that's why at a minimum, we recommend that you market over a 3-month period. I love the combination of direct mail with phone calls, because you can send a letter and then drop a phone call behind it, just like you did. And what I found, I get about 100 leads in my market, and for every round of the sequence, so I would send a letter and make the phone calls, and I would get usually 2 listings out of 100. And then the next time on the same list, I would get 2 more listings, and then on the third round, like 90 days out, I would usually get 2 more listings. So it wasn't always perfect, but on average, I averaged about 6 closings per 100 leads by sending 3 letters and 3 phone calls over a 3-month period. And the more you do, the more likely you are to be successful. I just met with a gentleman here in D.C. who has been doing this for about 5 years on his own, and he actually sends 12 letters. So from the time he gets a probate lead, he's communicating with them in the mailbox for 12 consecutive months, and he does extremely well. Like he's built his entire business off of it. The reason we don't recommend that, I wish everybody could do that, but it's cost prohibitive for most of us. If you have a list of 100 leads and a letter is $1 each, you're talking $1,200 a month when you scale up. So it's not feasible for all of us. But at a minimum, that 3-letter, 3 phone call approach has proven to work best.
Okay, 3 letters, 3 phone calls is the minimum, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good advice, and I think we'll follow up.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for the question, guys. Anyone else press *6 and then 1 to ask a question.
Yeah, hey, this is Nick. Can you hear me?
All right. Sorry, I have to keep running back and checking the queue. Nobody's in the queue.
Can you hear me?
And
you have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. What's the tax consequences to the people? Do you get into that?
I'm sorry?
The tax consequences?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question. The line was cutting out. Can you ask one more time?
Yeah, I must have a bad connection. Tax consequences on this for the.
What are the tax consequences of inheriting property?
Yeah.
It depends on, a lot of things. The estate is taxed. Depending on the value of the estate is the amount that it's actually taxed. For the people who inherit the property, they're, again, it depends on a lot of different things. Taxes, how well they're planned for their taxes. I think it's something, and it's actually an idea. I'd like to have a CPA come on the call and kind of walk us through what it looks like and what's the best way to shelter inherited money. I know that I think this year it's $15,000 you can accept with no taxes. I don't think, other than the inheritance tax, I don't think if you inherit, $1 million, you'll pay inheritance tax on it, but not necessarily income tax. I don't think it's treated as ordinary income.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, this is Ginny Denninger, my first time on.
Please don't judge us by this call. It's been a wreck.
No problem. Here's my question. I'm new to the whole program, and I'm just starting to rev into it. And I'm not bad with doing the follow-up phone calls. I do cold calls, and I'm pretty comfortable now with those. But I have to admit, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around calling people about selling. I know I'm providing a service, and I know that I will provide a very good service and help them through this process, and there is nobody better than me to do it in this area. But I still feel like I'm being an ambulance chaser, so can you help me get over that feeling?
I'm going to go all Tony Robbins on you. You need to change your story. We've all got that little voice in our head, right? And it's like, oh, am I doing the right thing? My gosh, they're going to think I'm skeleton. If you've watched the Fast Track videos, I think I say in there, if I could give all of you guys one thing, it would be confidence. Because when I see an agent get confidence and get to the point where they're really proud of what they're offering, it's the sky's the limit. I mean, they make money hand over fist, and people love them. And I don't know how I can encourage you is all I can do. I mean, if you've looked at this and deliberately put together a system that helps everyone else more than it does you, then that's something you can be really proud of. And I think the best way for you to get to that level of confidence is to get face-to-face with somebody. And when you get that first, oh, my God, this is amazing, I didn't know a real estate agent could possibly do this, your head will grow a little bit. And the next time it gets a little bit bigger, and you just start to feel so good. And this is the most rewarding business I've ever had. I hate FSBO. I hate expired. I hate begging for business. And I don't know if Kathy's on the call, but Kathy in Florida a couple of calls ago, she came on and shared, she made her first 12 phone calls, got one listing. I think she had another one kind of on deck. And what she said is the other 10, she couldn't believe how grateful they were that she reached out to them. And I find that most agents have the same fear you have until they get started and realize it was just a story. It's just like the story, my hair looks bad, I'm fat, and my tan's not bad enough. We all have these stories about how we're not good enough. And I think the experience of actually seeing it for yourself and getting that gratitude from your clients will blow that away. So all I can say is get on the phone, know you're doing the right things, and you'll stumble through a few and you might get called an ambulance chaser, but just keep in the front of your mind, know that it's not true. It's just someone was having a bad day and they let their ego lash out at you.
Okay. All right. That works. I mean, I'm sort of there, but not quite there yet. And it's just been something that keeps going through my mind as I'm preparing to get ready to start doing these calls and so on. And, okay, that helps. I think the letter's going out.
Do you feel like they are better off speaking with you than not?
Yeah, absolutely, because the way I work as an agent, I'm very hands-on with my clients. I just had a client today who said to me that I go above and beyond. So that's how I am for all my clients, and I will do that for these people too, probably at the time they need it the most.
Yeah, exactly. And I think something else that might help you is understand their situation and their mindset. So this is someone who has been single-handedly appointed as the most important person in somebody's life, but their life didn't stop. They still have soccer practice and dinner to prepare, and they have, band camp or whatever it is that comes at us all in our daily lives. We're all so busy. They have to deal with that and find a way to ethically and efficiently unravel the life of somebody else while everybody's looking at them. The attorney's looking at them, the court's looking at them, the heirs are looking at them, their spouse is looking at them saying, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a week. So they're stressed to the max. And just understand, you're not asking them for anything. You're reaching out with an offer to, listen, let me take some of this off your plate. Let me show you how to do this, in the shortest amount of time and get the most amount of money. And I'm even going to go so far, let me show you how to reinvest that money so we pay for your kid's school. Let me show you how you can build your own rental portfolio. And, just keep that in mind. You're the one that's making the offer. You're not asking them for anything.
Okay. All right, that works. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. Any other questions, comments?
That being said, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I might be. Thanks, I didn't know if I was muted. I have worked probates in the past with some success, and when I pulled them out of the paper personally, I could sort of read between the lines and see who the younger people are who probably didn't have property and whose family that would probably be upsetting if I reached out. I've only just got your leads the other day and glanced at them for 1 second, got busy, haven't done anything with them. Am I going to be able to read between the lines with your leads the same way?
There's certain ways you can. So it was kind of interesting when we first started this to learn how to read between the lines. So we give you the date of death, the date of probate filing. That's one indication. So what I find is a median, across my list and others that I've looked at, there's usually a median of 68 days. So that means somewhere around the 2-month mark, the family usually says, okay, we've got to move on. And the filing of probate is kind of the notice to the world that, okay, we're ready to deal with this. We've got to move on. So that's kind of telling. So if you look at one and the date was, the date of the death was last month, and, they filed probate 5 days later, they're probably pretty motivated.
Oh, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
If the
death date was last month.
Can you guys hear me okay, Tom?
Yes.
Now we can.
Oh, I'm not sure. All right. So anyways, the number of days from the date of death to the probate filing can sometimes be telling. If they file
I don't
immediately.
know if you can hear me. We're getting every third word.
Oh, shoot.
I'm getting all the words.
Tom, you want to answer the question?
Well, maybe we should just better save it for next week when you can talk.
Yeah, if you can hear me, you can email me. It's chad@alltheleads.com, and I can answer your question on a one-on-one if you want to do that.
Did you hear that?
Can you repeat that, Tom?
Yeah. If you want to address that question directly to Chad, please send it to chad@alltheleads.com, and he can respond to you directly since his communication is not good.
All right, guys, again, I'm sorry for the messed up line. We're at a conference and have a lot going on, but I appreciate your patience and everybody that showed up. Thanks for the great questions, and have a great week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What a drag.
Check.
In the afternoon, afterwards or before? No. I said, do you have things to do before or after the home inspection? But don't worry about it. We'll figure it out and we'll make it work.
Anybody there?
Next to is an alligator.
550. Yes, and he will give us a complete written report of the home inspection. We'll send that to your dad in a PDF format and get that taken care of. But yeah, okay. So why don't we start with the power of attorney? Let me send you that text right now, and do that, and then yeah, it's real simple. I mean, it saves it to your. Yeah, you're a young